Well, good news there. Now take 5 to care and take part in the epic runway event that is Bra Couture KC. But before we can get together to celebrate cancer survivors and support those in treatment, there is work to be done. I talked to Bra Couture founder and executive director Sharon Butler Payne on how Bra Couture KC is helping support the needs of cancer patients during the pandemic. So first of all, Sharon, welcome and thank you for joining us today. Why did you feel it was necessary to move the Bra Couture KC event to April 23rd of 2021?
Bra Couture KC, our event sells out at around 1,500 people. So that would be considered a mass gathering. Within our VIP event alone, there are 750 people. So it just isn't a safe environment to bring people together in such close quarters during the time of the virus. And then also, so many of our models are either cancer patients or recent cancer survivors. So their immune systems are compromised and they would be very vulnerable to the virus.
How have you continued to serve under and uninsured cancer patients during the shutdown period for COVID?
We have 6 functioning cancer services centers, some that are based in hospitals, and then Cancer Action, of course, is a standalone center that serves uninsured and underinsured cancer patients. So all of those centers have been able to continue to take care of uninsured patients during the virus. As an example, and I think that this is probably the one thing that we worry about the most is how are uninsured cancer patients caring for themselves during the pandemic if they're not able to work. How can they support themselves and their basic living expenses? So we have been able to pay rent, utilities, issue food cards and gas cards to make sure that they can get to the hospitals for their treatment during this period. And Cancer Action, they put together these care packages on a weekly basis for their uninsured patients. And they have key items in there. And they just they put them in their packages and they just line those packages up outside the door with the name of the patient on them, and the patient could come by and pick those up. So I'm very proud of how our money has continued to care for those that are at risk.
Well, very worthwhile ways that you're filling in the gaps, and a lot of that money, it's raised at Bra Couture KC. I saw that epic runway event last year. It was amazing. Let's hear from one of the runway models, Stacy.
In 2019, I had the honor of walking the runway at Bra Couture KC as a survivor. In 2017, when I was diagnosed, I had no idea how big the financial burden of a cancer diagnosis was going to be on my family and I. Right now in Kansas City, there are hundreds of men and women who are under and uninsured, who are simply foregoing routine healthcare and diagnostic imaging because they cannot afford it. As we all know, the key to cancer survivorship lies in early detection. Bra Couture KC is not only taking our neighbors out of our underserved communities, getting them the tests that they so desperately need, but they're following them through a diagnosis, surgery, treatment, and all the way into survivorship. They're supporting them not only financially, but most importantly, emotionally. While I have amazing healthcare through my employer, cancer was so expensive. Bra Couture KC is doing amazing work in our underserved communities. All of the donations that are so generously given to Bra Couture KC stay right here in Kansas City. Thank you so much, Bra Couture, for everything that you're doing for this wonderful city.
Well, great to hear from her and Sharon. Take 5 to care and take part in Bra Couture KC, April 23rd, 2021. It starts at 6 p.m. at the Signature Hangar at the downtown airport. For more information, go to kctv5.com and click Take 5 to Care.